It's time for the Librarians After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. We have a lot to talk about and a big surprise announcement, so stick around.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
It's time for the Librarians After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. If this song is freaking you out because it's real loud, me too. I'm your host, Yael Tygiel. I'm so excited we are talking season 4, episode 10, and some dude named Jeff. Not just some dude named Jeff, I got some girl named Briana.
Hi everybody, thank you for letting me join you this week. You guys can find me at Phipps14 on Instagram and Twitter.
Yay, you're here.
I know. I literally, Yael got me into the show. She's like, you have to watch it. You're a Doctor Who fan. You're going to love it. I binged all the seasons in November, and now here I am.
Yes, we're so happy you're here. Alexis could not be here because she decided to take her husband on a trip.
On a surprise birthday trip.
Whatever. Let's talk about, before we get to the announcement, I'm going to just keep teasing that. There's a big announcement. This episode, And Some Dude Named Jeff, was directed by Lindy Booth. So that's 2 down. I predict next season, every cast member will direct an episode. That's my prediction that I'm throwing out there.
I mean, you're seeing that more and more in television anyway. You're seeing actors direct the TV shows they're on.
Yeah, and I'm very excited. I love what she did. I have one complaint, but that's just me. I'm a nitpicky kind of person. Let's talk about Jeff and the body switching. What did you think of Jeff, the idea of Jeff, the character?
My sister's a huge D&D person, and so honestly, like, him and his friends, like, I know we're gonna get to the friends later, but they just reminded me a lot of like people that would come over to my house and play with my sister all the time. You know, like, little dorky, little bit of misguided, little bit of like not caring about other people but also caring about other people at the same time.
Jeff was described through all of the like promos and everything as a slacker. Hello? Oh, hello? Oh, there's someone chatting with us. Jeff was described as a slacker, and I didn't see him kind of as a slacker.
Yeah, he's more so just like not wanting the life he has.
Yeah, he like has a bad life because, you know, he made some bad choices, but also like bad things happen. Like he lost his dad and his mom's all alone.
Yeah, that was just dropped on us and then never spoken of.
It was so heartbreaking. But I gotta say, a room full of cats sounds amazing.
To you.
Yes, the greatest thing in that house was the room full of cats. When she said you gotta feed the babies, I turned to my friend who I was watching with and I went, it's cats. It's gonna be a room full of cats. And he was like, I mean, what are you talking about?
Honestly, like, after meeting his mom, like, not that she was like a terrible person, but I could understand why he'd want a break.
Oh, for sure.
100%.
Yeah, no, I get wanting a break from that life. Not the cats. I don't understand why you'd go anywhere but that room.
Jenkins was not a fan of the cats.
That room probably smelled so bad.
Probably. I'm just surprised she's able to keep them all in one room.
Yeah, you just don't let them out.
Yeah, but the minute you open the door, you'd think there'd be like a stampede.
Maybe. And not if she's been feeding them well.
It's true.
To be fair, they'll stay. There was also this moment. So I saw on Rebecca Rain's Twitter, and if you aren't following the cast on Twitter, I really suggest that you do because they post a lot of behind the scenes stuff. Rebecca Rain posted that the van that Jeff drives is John Larroquette's van, and that he lived in it before he landed his role on Night Court.
Oh.
Amazing. First of all, why'd you keep it? Also,
Maybe,
I don't think it really
you know, first house.
Aww.
I don't know.
Womp womp. That's so sad. I love it. I really like the moment where Jenkins is trying to tell them who he is, and he's got the big sign.
I love Jenkins wearing this t-shirt.
T-shirt Jenkins?
T-shirt Jenkins.
Yeah, I'm a big fan as well.
It was just like, I love like the prissy person in this like laid back outfit.
It's funny because I really liked Jeff in the like suit. Yeah, it made him like I don't know what word I'm looking for, but I'm doing a motion, and if you're not watching and you're listening on iTunes, you're missing it. But that's what he did. That's how I felt he was.
The bobblehead.
Yeah, an adorable little bobblehead with a bow tie.
He gave me James Corden vibes.
Yes, I could see that. That I could see. So we find out that Jeff has been obsessed with the library, that the DOSA papers were on WikiLeaks. There's the article by Serena.
DOSA, get your S together.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is DOSA's fault, and I feel like
you're mad at the library all the time because you need to be in
Right.
charge of everything,
Thank
but your
you.
stuff's getting leaked on Wiki.
yeah, no, DOSA. It tells you that I don't know who's in charge anymore, because this would have never happened before.
I had to stop myself from making a terrible pun.
Oh, well, now I'm sad that we didn't get to hear it.
It was going to be, they need a dose of reality.
Yeah, they do. Nice, beautiful fun. But there's also the article by Serena, who was the girl that we met in the camp. To be fair, like, we met her in the camp where Dosa was. So I think it was something that happened right after that, if we want to give it a timeline. But this is why, when she came into the library, we were like, she's a journalist. Why would you do this?
Also, sorry, I don't want to skip ahead. I'll hold my comment until we get to the friends part.
Okay, hold your comments. I really liked seeing this fight between Jeff and Cal. It was really cute to see Cal again. We haven't seen him.
I know, we haven't seen him forever, and I love
We
Cal.
saw him, I think, in the first episode of the season, and that's it. That's the last time we saw him.
Yeah, possibly, but if it was that, it was short.
Yes, it was very short. And my minor itty bitty complaint. Okay, so in body swap scenarios on TV and movies, it's like a very popular trope to see the person that is in the body and then see it from the other side, where you see the person that everyone sees.
And we didn't get that.
And we didn't get that, and that's fine. Except there was one moment that I think would have worked really well because it would have been so uncomfortable. And it was the moment where when he's in Jenkins' body hitting
when he's
Cassandra. Because it's so creepy, and you have to imagine Jenkins' body saying it. And I think it would have been extra creepy to see Jenkins do it.
It was really hard for me to believe either of these people speaking in the way they speak through the other body.
Yes.
Because the only moment we did even get to see them is when they saw the reflection in the desk.
Yes. And early in the beginning when they looked in a mirror.
Yes.
So we
So
saw
it was
it
like
only
a
twice.
quick second,
Yeah.
and neither of them were like really talking at that point.
Right. It was just that one creepy moment. This sounds weird, but it could have been even creepier if it was done differently.
It's gonna sound so weird, and it's totally like has nothing to do with anything. But all I could think of when he's like trying to like tell the librarians like, my body, I'm switched.
Yeah.
Like, please look at my camera. Let me write this down. And I was like, wow, he has really great penmanship. Maybe it's just because most of the guys I know just tend to have terrible handwriting. But I was just like, wow, that is amazing penmanship.
Yeah, but he is Galahad.
Yeah, but okay, this is part of the whole body switch thing. Maybe that I'm just overthinking it. But like, would you
Jeff,
still have the same
I
handwriting
see.
should you switch bodies? Because
Yeah, Jeff obviously would have like sloppy
how much is it
handwriting.
you taking over the body, and how much is it like the brain activity in the body already that is controlling stuff? I don't know.
I like where your head's at, that you're like, we gotta get real into this.
We gotta dive down deep here, guys.
That's what we do here on AfterBuzz. We dive real deep and think about body swapping penmanship. Super important topics.
extremely important.
The most important thing of the episode was the actual magic, and it was this book, this big fat grimoire, and our monster.
Slimy book.
Slimy book. It wasn't slimy to begin with, and then it became slimy. And
I love
thought
that he's just also okay with the book being slimy when he puts it down. Like, he's grossed out, but he's
Right.
not like,
something's wrong.
something is wrong with this book that it is gooey and oozing slime.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put it here on this nice. What did he say? You have.
End tables, I think.
But what did he say? He used a word to describe the end tables that was like really fancy. But
I did not write that down. Yeah, no, you're right, because he had the book and it was fine before. At what point do you go from a fine book to, oh, my hands are gross, the book is becoming gooey, I should be concerned?
did we also want a scene where Jenkins was a little upset at the librarians for not realizing that this person was not him?
I mean, they figured it out.
Well,
pretty-
I loved their reasoning.
Yeah.
As to why they had initially just were like, okay.
Right, because he's trying to adapt to being human.
immortal.
And I totally like that, and it makes sense to give us that argument, because then you don't wonder, well, why weren't you paying attention? It totally.
I just wanted like a thing of Jenkins, like just like, oh, we're reunited, happy. You guys never once thought that wasn't me.
Yeah, it never occurred to you. So we have our villain Osmodeus. Yep. That is
The
our
dark
demon. The
Prince
of Hell. Yeah. And then we have a lightsaber versus sword fight.
Which okay, I'm fine with that.
Here's the thing. It's not a real lightsaber. A sword would cut through it. It's plastic. Okay. But again, lightsabers on this show. Nerds. There are nerds writing this show.
Well, this entire episode. D&D. We had D&D with Lord of the Rings references.
Get to D&D.
We had Lord of the Rings references.
Yes.
We had lightsabers. There was a bushel of
nerd.
Of nerd.
Bushel of nerd.
A bushel of nerd.
I like that. This show is a bushel of nerd. I really like the whole idea of this book. I'm wondering, are we not going to is Jenkins not going to go and ask his new friends to show him the seller's information? Let's find where this came from. It's on eBay.
That didn't even occur to me. That's a wonderful point.
Right.
He needs to find out who sold this thing.
Right. Why was it not already in the
What
library?
else do they have?
Thank you.
Oh my, how did I not think of that? Gosh.
We asked the good questions here. Let's talk about the friends. Okay, so if you didn't notice, the one female is Brittany Young from Glow. She's amazing. She is such a sweetheart and was here for the Glow after show, so check that out. If you haven't seen Glow, it's the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling based on the original series that did exist in the
It's on
80s.
Netflix. You can watch it at any point and any time.
Go, check it out. Okay, so Brittany is the girl. She wears cat ears. I liked it a lot.
And she had it was like a crown magnificent hat too.
Yeah.
She had a lot of headgear going on.
Headgear. I like it. I believe at some point she probably did. The character, not Brittany.
Not the actual.
But I love these characters that we met. I like that they started off as Jeff's friends who just put up with him being a jerk to them. And then in the end, they're like, nah, we get this.
I love the fact that the one that annoyed Jenkins the most was the one that seemed to have his life the most together, because he keeps mentioning his wife and his kids.
Yeah. The one that everyone is like, shut up, was the adult. He was their supervisor. He drove them to work. He had a family.
He was trying to just make his family wear and be responsible, and he's getting yelled at.
That poor dude. Oh man, poor dude. So they end up going through Librarian boot camp once he reveals everything
Which
to
just
them.
seemed to be boot camp.
Yeah.
There was nothing about magic or anything. It was just work out.
It was workout, which was unnecessary. It was do Rubik's cubes.
Hey, they had some dancing they had to do.
That's fair. The Rubik's cube, I guess, went with the puzzle theme. They did the climbing through things. It was cute.
Also, side note, I love, because we're talking about the working out part, that Jenkins makes that comment that you're in a slightly overweight body. I'm like, so are you, Jenkins? To be fair.
Yes, that was also said in my apartment when watching it, not by me.
I was let's not do that to other people if we don't want the back to us.
Yes,
Jenkins.
seriously. I was also watching with a D&D nerd who was like, that's not real. That's not real.
So he was the Jenkins.
He was the Jenkins. For those who don't know, Tari, who used to be on this panel, that's who I'm talking about. So they went through boot camp just to go in through the back door. We got a Harry Potter reference where they ran through the tree.
Which at first ran into a tree.
Yes, so funny.
I was I really thought she was about to sit up and have a bloody nose, though. Well, because she ran into it hard.
Yeah, this show doesn't really do that. Thankfully. So they go through the back door. We have our first booby trap. And as soon as the dungeon master figured out, he was like, oh, I got it. And I went, it's a die.
It's a 20-sided die.
It just took me, him understanding it, to go, it's a die. It's going to be a die. Nerds.
I mean, the minute you saw the pentagons on it, not pentagons.
The triangles? They were triangles.
The trapezoids. Sorry. They had trapezoid parts of it too, didn't they?
I thought it was all triangles.
Maybe I just watched it in passing too quickly at a glance.
Yeah.
I don't know. It made sense to me
shapes. We don't know shapes here.
It made sense to me that it would be a die. The minute he started putting it together, I was like, yeah, that's probably what it's going to be.
I just as soon as he was like, I know what it is. Okay. The second one was Dance Dance Revolution. Mm-hmm. Fun fact,
everybody
everyone.
picked up real fast.
Yes. Not only did they pick it up real fast, they were jumping on the tiles that were not lit up. Okay. And fun fact, I went and looked up Felicia Munoz Gimme That Boom, which is what is said to be playing on her phone, song does not exist. Not a real song, not a real artist. Maybe, possibly someone who works on the show, to be fair. Don't want to insult them because it also said Portland, Oregon on it as the artist. So possibly an artist for the show, but not a mainstream song that we could listen to at this time because I wanted to start the show with it. Now I'm sad. Okay.
When you said that you had one issue with the show, I thought that was the issue.
With the tiles?
No, with that it wasn't a real song.
No. Oh, I thought you were going to think that it was the article written by Serena is not a real article. Because I paused and took a photo, and I will tweet it out. Not a real article.
Yael is the investigative deep diver of facts on this show.
It's what I do. So, also, our third room, which was a white room we just smashed angrily.
It was like Hulk smash.
But
it was basically Hulk smash, like, meh.
Yes, I'm mad. But they could have gotten up and jumped, and it would have been faster. Instead of everyone who was standing sat down.
Also, could you not hit any part? It had to be the floor. Like, I don't know.
I mean, I like that they hit the floor and it like.
No, I mean, I got that. Just like because they all sat down and hit the floor. I was like, did no one want to hit the wall or?
Right.
I don't know.
Jenkins
also gave up really fast on that.
Oh yeah, he was like, it's too late. To be fair, I also would have been like, are you kidding? We failed? How did we fail?
It gave me like the flashback to being younger and watching SpongeBob when they get stuck in that just white abyss. And I was like, I wonder if these writers are fans of SpongeBob.
I would not be surprised. So then after they get out of the white room, Jenkins doesn't let them in. They made it into the library and then goes, get out.
And I felt so bad for them.
Look, I get it with the whole Serena thing that she came in and then wrote a bunch of articles. To be fair, the article that we saw may have been from before she went in.
To be fair, had these other three written article, nobody would have taken them seriously.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, all right. But he doesn't let them in, which really upset me because I feel like they deserved
at least to see it.
Yeah.
Or like maybe at least look in.
Yeah.
If you're not going to let them walk in.
Yeah.
Like at least let them see it.
They made it this far. They got to the doors.
Also, how did they get out? Just
through the front
door then? Because I couldn't like tell where they were in the library when they walked in.
I think he was like, this is the exit.
Because he didn't escort them out.
No, if I were them, I would have been like, okay. And then wandered off into the library. But that's because I'm a jerk. That was the episode. Is there anything I missed that you wanted to talk about?
We didn't talk about the one thing is that the bravery that he showed at the end when he gave the ring pop instead of the stone.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's his one moment.
I'm notorious for ignoring any emotion in this show or any show I talk about. Yes, you are correct. Jeff did show his bravery in that he can change his life and be better than who he was. And it was great that the ring pops came back into play because those were like obnoxious in the beginning.
And I love how he just rips it off his mom's neck like she's not going to give it to him. Like, you see this demon, you're going to make a big deal that he wants this necklace back.
But she was not willing.
No. She was like, this is mine. You gave this to me.
Right. To be fair, it looks really cool and big and shiny.
I would just be like, fine, but you're buying me and something else. We're going to go to the...
He doesn't have money to buy.
He
lives
works
in her
at
basement.
Circuit... Something. I'm guessing it's like a Best Buy. Like, maybe he's part of it.
No. We have guessed it as a Best Buy.
Yeah, you know, maybe it's. I think I took it to be like the equivalent of what are those people? The people that work at Best Buy that drive out to your house to fix
the
electronics.
Geek Squad.
Geek Squad. Thank you.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's why they had the car.
Yeah. So.
And the shirts.
And so he doesn't have to pay rent. But I don't think she makes him pay rent.
No, she has to buy him Werther's. I love when Jenkins comes in at the end and he's like, I got her a bag of Werther's. I brought you pizza. I'm new dungeon master.
I was like wondering if they were going to try to spark a romance between her and him, like randomly, because of the Werther's when he said that, because they had the moment about the dad dying and how she missed him. I was like, are they really, like, I was like, are they going to go there?
I don't think so.
And then I was very glad that they didn't go
I'm
there.
real glad that that's not going anywhere.
But yeah, that he's playing Dungeons and Dragons now with these
people,
these new friends of his, because he needs to learn to let loose a bit. He's going to drive instead of taking the door.
I know that on this show we have talked a lot about how we keep wanting people that we meet to come back. And these are 3 people that I really want to come back again. I love the idea, or at least I guess 4 people, because Jeff can come.
Well, I also loved the way that they connected them, that they are all the outcasts, because you don't actually think of Jenkins as being an outcast necessarily. But then when he says, I'm not a guardian, I'm not a librarian, I'm the unwanted child that's not allowed at the round table. Like,
yeah,
you're like, oh yeah, I guess you kind of are the outsider. You've just been with us so long that I don't view you that way.
Right. We see him as one of them, but you're totally right. And see, again, me
emotional,
ignoring the emotion of the episode. I agree. I do like that they tied that together, and I like that they addressed it, because we definitely have discussed here if he can be the one who tethers, what are the rules of tethering? Is he a librarian? Is he he's not a guardian.
Yeah, it's like, what exactly is he to the library besides that he's Galahad?
Yeah. And was immortal.
And was in love with blanking on her name now. It's terrible of me.
Okay. So
the last guardian.
He wasn't in love with Nicole?
No.
Charlene. Okay.
Sorry. I blanked on her name.
I'm
a terrible person.
Well, thank you for bringing the emotion to the episode, because I'm not going to. All right, I think it's time for the big announcement, because I think everyone's really excited.
Should we have like a drum roll?
Can we hit a drum roll? Close enough. The big announcement that we have here is next week you will want to watch us live. Alexis will be back, but also
there'll be 2 more seats filled.
2 more seats filled. Next week we will have Mr. Dean Devlin in the studio, as well as Christian Kane. That's Jacob Stone, will be here in the studio live with us. So if you have questions, we will definitely be taking fan questions. We will not get to all of them, so please be very thoughtful with your questions. That is what I request. Tell the Caniacs, because those are his fans and they will want to be here. I will also tell the Caniacs. Let's talk about next week and head into predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Next week, we have the trial of the one. Librarians have to fight to the death, and Baird can't help. And we only have 2 episodes left.
Oh, yeah, I know. It doesn't feel like we only have 2 episodes left, though.
I agree. It's weird, because that last episode I felt very much like we should be ramping towards a finale, because usually by 10 episodes we do. And now that we have 2 more, I'm like, but there's so much that needs to happen.
It's also because we've kind of in every episode had little, like even just like a 5-minute talk about the tethering or about like him leaving, and this one had none of that.
Yeah.
And we had like barely any of the, like it was all Jenkins pretty much, and very little librarians.
Yes. So next week we have a fight to the death. Who will be the one? What do you predict?
I mean, they can't fight to the death. We know this.
Yes, they can!
Well, they can fight, but not to the death.
I think it'd be awesome.
Unless we can bring them back in some way.
So it looked like from the promo, Jenkins is not himself.
Again.
Yeah, again. It felt more like he is either possessed or he is speaking on behalf of someone, and not being Jenkins. That's what it seemed like to me.
I don't really know what to expect, because I mean, I know we're not going to get to the nitty and gritty because there is one more after it, but it has to set that up. So I think we're going to I definitely think we're going to see, them kind of really getting into the detailing of who's going to be the librarian, who's going to be tethered, and how this is going to work. And I don't know if we'll see Noah Wile's character back at the end.
Who? Flynn?
Sorry. I said Noah Wyle. At the end with Nicole. I feel like I kind of think, because I think Nicole's going to come back, because based on your guys' predictions last week, I think that's what's happening. I think Nicole is going to be the one that ends up tethering. Because I don't think it can be Baird. I don't feel like that's the way the show's going to take it.
Interesting. I think it's going to be a fight to the death, and in the end, none of them can kill each other, and so they all are like, I can't do it, I'm out.
So I was like wondering, do you mean they can't do it because they can't do it, or they can't do it because like the library won't allow it or something?
No, they can't do it. Like the three of them have to kill each other, and when they get down to it, they're like, I can't, I give up, they can be the librarian, you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing that happens on TV all the time. And when that happens, I definitely believe that it will lead us to the next episode where Flynn will come back and they'll all have to go on an adventure and they'll realize they all need to do it together. That is my prediction.
Yeah, because that's our lesson with them, is that they have to be together to make these things work.
Yep, because without one of them, you fail. That's my
all three
smooth
is
way.
one library.
There you go. Thank you all so much for joining us. We're so excited. Next week, be here live, 9 p.m. Pacific time, live on AfterBuzz with Dean Devlin and Christian Kane. I'm going to keep it together. But until then, where can people keep up with you?
You guys can find me, bphipps14, on Twitter and Instagram. That's PHIPPS for people listening to the audio here.
Awesome. And I'm Yael Tygiel. I'm everywhere at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL. I don't know why I'm shouting. We'll see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.